What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Yejide, and if it's your first time stopping by, you are most definitely welcome. It's been a minute, I know, and I'm just really glad to be back. And I've missed you guys. I've really missed connecting with you people on here, and I want to use this moment to appreciate everyone. Some of you guys that sent me messages, some even drop comments on my videos. Oh, where have you been? This, that. Some even come to my Instagram to send me DMs. Hey, today, where have you been? Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys check up. I've just been really busy with a lot of projects, but yeah, I'm really glad to be back. Yes, so on today's episode, I'm going to show how I made these jumbo pants. I'm going to show you guys now. So this is what the pants look like. They are called jumbo pants. I've been seeing this everywhere. I've made like about 3 of this for myself, and I made for people also. So this is what it looks like. And it has this elastic, then pockets. How are you guys doing? Please let me know in the comment section down below, and also if you have any style you guys want me to make for you, also let me know in the comment section. So guys, without further ado, let's get right into today's episode. So guys, I'm going to be using this Kampala to make my pants. You can use any material of your choice: Ankara, crepe, Kampala. So I'm going to be cutting out the front pattern first, then I'm going to use the front pattern to cut out the back. So guys, I'm going to put this on fold, and the first thing I'm going to measure is the length of my pants. I'm going to be using the full length of this pant, so just take the full length of your pant and add about 3 inches sewing allowance to that. So guys, this is 47 inches. And for the wideness of this material, take your hip circumference divided by 4, then add 8 inches to that. Mine is 40 divided by 4, that is 10. So on fold plus 8, I'm going to mark 18 inches. So the wideness of this is 18 inches. Then from the middle part, you can see I'm measuring 1 inch. I'm going to measure 1 inch from the beginning of this material to the end. So that is my sewing allowance. Remember that this is the front pattern, and I'm just going to join that. Then from the edge of this material, I'm going to mark 3.5 inches all through. This 3.5 inches is for my elastic casing. I'm going to take all other vertical measurement from that elastic casing. So I'm just going to join this. Remember, this is 3.5 inches elastic casing. Then from there, I'm going to come down to mark my hip line, which is 8 inches. Then mark my crotch, which is 12 inches. This is how you take the measurement of your crotch. Sit on a table and measure from your waist to the top of that table. And I'm just going to extend those lines and also label my lines. You can see hip line, crotch line. So now coming back to my hip line, I'm going to mark a quarter of my hip circumference, which is 10 inches. I'm going to mark that on the elastic line, on the hip line, and on the crotch line. And I'm going to join everything like so. Then on the crotch line, I'm going to come out by 2 inches. That's my crotch extension. And I'm just going to make a curve back to my hip line. Then guys, from that 2-inch extension, I'm just going to freestyle this all the way to the edge of the material. So depending on how wide you want your pants to be, that is what I've just done. And I'm almost done with the front pattern. And as you can see, I'm cutting it out. So yeah, if you don't want it to be as wide as this, you can see, just make it straight. If you don't want that A shape I just did, then cut it out. So guys, this is the front pattern. I'm almost done with it, like I said, and I'm just going to go ahead to slit open that middle part where I have my sewing allowance. So guys, this is the front pattern, and like I said, I'm going to use it to cut out the back pattern. So just like I did for the front pattern, I've cut out material of the back pattern. So the difference now is that instead of 18 inches wideness of the material, I've gone ahead to cut out 20 inches because the back is going to be wider and bigger than the front. So instead of 18 inches, cut out 20 inches, or whatever measurement or calculations you might have made. So guys, before I cut out my back pattern, this is the difference. So from that crotch line, make sure that the materials are sitting very well on each other. I'm just going to come out by 2 inches. So this 2 inches is going to be for sewing allowance and for ease remember that this is a free pant, it's jumbo pant, it's not meant to be tight. So just 2 inches from the beginning till the end, and I'm going to cut this out. So yeah, you can see this is what it looks like. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to sew down those crotch parts for the front and for the back. Just join them together with 1/2 inch. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just slitting open the back pattern like I did for the front. So in all together, we are going to have 4 parts. So I'm labeling this. This is the back pattern. So now guys, let's cut out the pocket. For the pocket, this is very easy to cut, you know, depending on how big or small you want your pocket to be. So for mine, I'm going to be using 9 inches for the vertical measurement, and for the horizontal, I'm going to use 7 inches. You can see 7 inches, and I'm just going to mark this across and make a D shape. Remember, these are inner pockets. I'm going to be fixing this on my fabrics. So yeah, I'm just going to cut this out, and I'm going to slit this open. So this is like for one pocket, and I'm going to cut another one. I'm just going to place this pattern on another material. You can see I'm going to have 4 pieces of these all together. So now let's go ahead to sew. Like I said, I've gone ahead to join the crotch part of the front and of the back. And guys, as you are sewing, make sure you are ironing in order to make sure your fabric is neat. So guys, from the waistline, I'm just going to come down to measure my, remember that elastic casing, 3.5 inches. That is what I've gone ahead to mark here, and I'm just going to join the lines together like this. So what I want to do is to iron this down so I can know that this is my elastic casing. I'm going to do the same thing for the front pattern. So that first one I did was the back pattern. So you can see I'm going to fold this down and iron it. Yes, so now that we have that, you can see this is what it looks like. Make sure you iron it flat. Then I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to mark 1 inch from that elastic line. That's because I want to join my pockets. So guys, I'm going to take a piece of those patterns I cut earlier, and I'm just going to sew this down by 1/2 inch from that 1/2 inch I marked from the elastic line. I really hope you are getting this. If you don't understand, please ask me questions in the comment section. I'll be readily available to answer. You can see, just sew this down by 1/2 inch, right side facing right side. I'm going to do this for the front pattern and also repeat the same thing for the back pattern. You can see this is what it looks like, right side facing right side. So guys, I'm just going to place the front pattern on the back pattern, and the first thing I'm going to go ahead to do is sew down that crotch part. You can see, sew down by 1/2 inch. Make sure they are well aligned on each other. Sew down by 1/2 inch. Don't sew the pocket part yet. Let's sew the crotch part first, right? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead to do that now, and this is what it looks like. And guys, in order to make sure that this is well relaxed, you are going to make sure that you notch that middle part. I'm just going to go ahead now to notch it, you know, just cut it a little open without getting to where the thread is, and I'm going to go ahead to iron this down so that it will lay flat. And guys, when you are doing this, you will notice that the back pattern is bigger than the front pattern, which is obvious, like, which is that is how it's meant to be, rather. So now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to sew down the sides. This is a very short video. This jumbo pants won't take you about 40 minutes to sew. So guys, I'm going to make sure that the sides are well aligned on each other, and I'm going to sew this down from the beginning of that elastic line all the way to the pockets. You know, I'm going to use a chalk to mark this now. You can see this is how it's going to look like. So from that waistline, make sure you open up the elastic casing. Yes, just sew this like this, 1/2 inch all the way to the sides, all the way to the last part. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other side. And guys, after sewing your pocket, you want to make sure you notch it, those pocket sides, so that they can be well relaxed. You notch them open, and also you iron them. Please make sure you are ironing as you are sewing so that your clothes can come out very neat and fine. So I'm gonna add to notch. So guys, this is what the right side looks like. You can see my pocket laying very flat. You can see that this is making sense, right? So don't forget, when you want to sew your pocket, you open up the elastic casing. So I'm going to iron this down now. That's the seams by the side so they can lay flat, like I said. So I'm going to do that and come back. Yes, so guys, I'm done ironing. You can see the difference. You can see that it's laying flat. And now the next thing I'm going to do is to sew down that my elastic casing. I'm going to fold this twice. Remember, I've ironed it down before, so I'm just going to fold this one more time and run my stitch on it. So yes, this is it. You can see I've sewn it down, but then you don't want to finish sewing it. I'm going to sew the ends of my pants to just sew down by like 1 inch, fold it in. That's the ends of my pants. Yes. So as I was saying, for this elastic casing, guys, don't finish sewing it, to just leave a little space. Leave a little space so that you can use that space to pass your elastic casing. Yes, so, and also don't forget to iron. I've also sewn down the ends of my pants. You can see them looking very flat and fine. So yeah, for my elastic casing, I'm going to take my waist circumference, which is 30. I'm going to subtract about 4 inches away from that, and I'm going to cut out 26 inches with half of an inch for sewing allowance. That's 26.5 inches elastic. That's what I'm going to be using. If you want yours to be tighter than this, you can subtract 5 inches from your waist circumference to cut out the elastic. So guys, I'm just going to use a safety pin to pass the elastic around my elastic casing. Yes, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pass this around it, and make sure you pass it very well. Make sure that it is not deformed. Yes, so after passing this, remember I left half of an inch as sewing allowance, and when you are passing this, make sure that the elastic casing doesn't get into your elastic casing. Yes, so guys, I'm going to go ahead now to sew this down. You can sew this down like this or like this. I'll just run my stitch and double stitch, triple stitch to make sure that the elastic is firmly in place. And guys, I'm going to fix this in, and I'm going to sew down that opening. Just sew it down to secure it. Yes, and guys, we are coming to the end of this tutorial. You can see looking very neat and fine. So please don't forget to like this video and also subscribe. I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.